Quaid Azam, part 183. Now we get to the fifth chapter of this content, this book. Chapter number 5, it says, A Short Decade, a Long End Game. The Muslim League, 1935. The Muslim League that Muhammad Ali Jinnah was invited to preside over was no dynamic political instrument. In this league of 1935-36, all the top rungs of the leadership were almost entirely occupied by titled gentry, nawabs, zamindars, and the inevitable time servers and favor seekers found in all political organizations. Whether of those times or with appropriate variations of the current variety, this leadership did want to serve the Muslim cause, but only so long as it did not affect their own individual positions adversely in any manner, socially or with the imperial authorities. In any event, from its very birth in 1906, the Muslim League's activities had almost always been genteel, polite discussions of the ashraf. Ashraf means the aristocracy. Hardly of the consequences to anyone but themselves. Even its annual sessions were held either in well-decorated pandals or in big halls where only a few visitors were allowed entry, and that too by invitation. Mass movements were till then unknown to the Muslim League. In central office upon the founding of the League in 1906 had functioned from Aligarh, where it was really an adjunct of the Mohammedan Anglo-Oriental College, MAO, and could hardly be considered a separate political body. Besides, Aligarh had been the center of the most Muslim activities, particularly political, since Sir Syed Ahmad's days. It was in 1910 that the League finally shifted its office to Lucknow. Its income from the membership and the annual subscription continued to remain insufficient, not enough to even maintain an office, much less organize any other activity. In Lucknow, it functioned on a grant from Raja Sahib Mahmudabad of rupees 3,000 annually. Unlike the Congress, the League in the initial years did not have sufficiency of moneyed benefactors. Of course, during the Khilafat movement days, even this meager living had dried up. Then the League had barely existed, and that too only on paper, holding its session wherever Khilafat conference or the Congress sessions were being held. The end of the session of the League was the end of the organization for that particular year, and except in the official records of the Government of India, no one else took any notice of what the League had said or done. The human material was the same as, for example, of the Khilafat, but no cause existed to inspire and arouse the League or the Muslims as they had been during the Khilafat agitation of 1914 to 1922. There was no reason, there was no session of the Muslim League in 1935, and as for Khilafat committee, it too had long ceased to hold sessions. This rather moribund state of the League was an accurate index of an important fact, that the real center of the gravity of Muslim politics lay in the provinces, and there just was not any recognizable cause or sustainable all-India activity that it could undertake. Provincial elections were now due. With that in mind, Khaliq-uz-Zaman in February 1936 sent notices for holding a meeting of the League at Delhi.